Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit Lions fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying close attention to the NFL news cycle, you know that this offseason has been anything but quiet, especially for the Detroit Lions. As everyone is gearing up for the 2025 season, there's a buzz that could very well reshape how the Lions approach this year and beyond. And no, we're not just talking about draft picks or the new offensive schemes. We're talking about a blockbuster trade that might just change the defensive landscape of the Lions for good. That's right, we're diving into the possibility that Trevon Diggs, one of the NFL's most talented cornerbacks, might be heading to Detroit. And trust me, this isn't just any rumor. There's real substance behind this, and it could have a profound impact on the NFC North. First, let's set the stage here. The Lions, as you all know, had a roller coaster ride last season. They finished with a solid record, made the playoffs, and showed flashes of being a true contender. But as we all also saw, there are still areas that need bolstering, especially on defense. And in the NFL, defense wins championships, right? Well, Detroit's defensive backfield is a prime target for upgrades. Currently, they have Trevon Arnold and DJ Reed as their starting cornerbacks, which is promising, but behind them, things get a little shaky. Khalil Dorsey and Rock Ya-Sin are the primary backups, but as we all know, injuries happen and depth is crucial, especially when you're aiming for a Super Bowl. Now, here's where the plot thickens. Recently, we've seen some significant moves in the NFL. The Dallas Cowboys, for example, have traded Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers, signaling a shift in their team's strategy. But more interestingly, there's been talk about Trevon Diggs, who has been a key player for Dallas, potentially being on the move. The Cowboys are in a bit of a tricky spot. They have extended Deron Bland, which suggests they're looking to shift their cornerback focus and possibly clear some cap space or roster spots. Diggs, who has always been known for his ball-hawking skills and ability to shut down top receivers, is reportedly disgruntled, and with his current standing, it looks like his days in Dallas are numbered. So, why would Detroit be interested? Well, for starters, Diggs brings a pedigree that can elevate the Lions' secondary immediately. He's only 27 years old, in the prime of his career, and has already proven to be one of the league's most dangerous cornerbacks when it comes to intercepting passes and creating turnovers. His ability to read the game and jump routes is second to none, and having someone like him on the field could be a game-changer for Detroit's defense. Plus, with the Lions trying to stay competitive and push deep into the playoffs again, adding a player of Diggs' caliber would send a clear message. Detroit is all in this year. But it's not just about what Diggs brings individually, it's about how he fits into the bigger picture. The Lions have been building a strong team culture, with young stars like Aiden Hutchinson and Jared Goff leading the charge. Complementing that with a lockdown cornerback like Diggs could create a formidable defensive unit. Imagine him lining up against some of the best receivers in the league, providing that extra layer of protection for DJ Reed and Trevon Arnold. It's exactly the kind of upgrade that could make a difference in close games, especially in the playoffs where every possession counts. Now, let's talk about the potential trade specifics. The Cowboys are in a position where they might be willing to part with Diggs, especially if they can get a decent return. The Lions, on their part, have the assets, draft picks, cap space, and young players that could make a deal feasible. It's all about timing and strategy. If the Lions can seal the deal before the season kicks off, they could have Diggs ready to hit the field for Week 1, immediately boosting their chances of making a deep playoff run. This move would also send a message across the NFL. Detroit isn't just a team on the rise, they're a team that's willing to make bold moves to win now. And let's not forget the coaching staff. With the departures of both offensive and defensive coordinators, who moved on to head coaching jobs, Detroit is entering a season of transition. That means the team needs to be as roster-savvy as ever. Bringing in a player like Diggs would help ease some of that transition, providing stability and experience in the secondary. His presence could also serve as a leadership boost for the younger players, showing them what it takes to be a top-tier NFL cornerback. Now, looking at the NFC North, this potential acquisition could have ripple effects that go beyond Detroit. The division is already competitive, with teams like the Minnesota Vikings, Green Bay Packers, and Chicago Bears all vying for supremacy. Adding Diggs to the Lions' secondary could give Detroit a significant edge over these rivals, especially in key matchups. Imagine the Lions facing divisional opponents with a shutdown cornerback who can erase the best receivers and force turnovers, things that often swing games in the postseason. It's the kind of move that can shift the balance of power and perhaps even tilt the division back in Detroit's favor after years of being in the shadows. But of course, nothing is guaranteed in the NFL. The trade market is always fluid, and there are other factors at play: salary cap considerations, team chemistry, and how quickly the new defensive schemes can be integrated. Still, the possibility of seeing Trevon Diggs donning the Honolulu blue and silver is exciting. It's a move that could define the Lions' season and set them up for a deep playoff push. As fans, we all want to see our team make bold moves, and this one has the potential to be just that. It's a story that's unfolding right before our eyes, and I'll be keeping a close watch on how it develops. Switching gears now, let's also talk about the broader picture. The Detroit Lions have been building a strong foundation over recent years. From their draft picks to their strategic free agent signings, the team has been methodically putting together a roster capable of competing at the highest level. Jared Goff has shown resilience and growth, and with the offensive line stabilizing and the weapons around him, the offense is poised to take another step forward. But defense has always been the key to championship success, and that's where a player like Trevon Diggs could really make a difference. The Lions' coaching staff has been emphasizing discipline, versatility, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. But transitioning to a new defensive coordinator means there are adjustments to be made. Having a proven playmaker like Diggs would give the defense a blueprint for success. His knack for creating turnovers and disrupting passing games feeds into the Lions' aggressive defensive philosophy. It's about creating chaos for opposing quarterbacks and turning those opportunities into points on the board. That's the kind of mentality that could push Detroit over the top this season. Furthermore, the Lions have shown resilience and a willingness to make tough decisions. Moving on from players or making trades isn't easy, but if it improves the team's chances of winning, then it's a move worth considering. The NFL is a league where roster dynamics change rapidly, and teams that are proactive often come out ahead. Detroit's front office has been smart about managing their cap and roster, and if they see an opportunity to add a difference maker like Diggs, they're likely to pursue it vigorously. Looking at the upcoming season, the NFC North is shaping up to be one of the most competitive divisions in recent memory. The Vikings have invested heavily in their offense, the Packers are working to rebuild around Jordan Love, and the Bears are looking to capitalize on their young talent. In this environment, the Lions need every advantage they can get. Adding a player of Diggs' caliber would give them that edge, especially in division battles where every play can be the difference between victory and defeat. This move also aligns with the Lions' long-term vision. Ownership, management, and coaching have all expressed a desire to contend for championships now. The team is no longer in a rebuilding phase, but is instead focused on making a real push. Bringing in Trevon Diggs would send a clear message. Detroit is serious about winning, and they're willing to do what it takes to get there. Fans are eager, players are motivated, and the entire city is buzzing with anticipation. This potential trade could be the catalyst that propels the Lions into that exclusive club of NFC contenders. Of course, as fans, we know that the NFL is unpredictable. Injuries, unexpected performances, and even luck can influence outcomes. But when you look at the talent available and the team's current trajectory, it's hard not to get excited about what a player like Diggs could mean for Detroit. It's about building a complete team, one that can dominate on both sides of the ball and make a real run at the Super Bowl. And if this trade materializes, it could be remembered as one of the boldest and smartest moves in recent Lions history. So, as we await further updates, keep your eyes peeled. The NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and this one might just be the game-changer Detroit fans have been dreaming of. Whether or not it happens, the Lions are clearly positioning themselves as a team that's not just happy to compete, they want to win big. And with the right moves, like potentially adding Trevon Diggs, they could be on the verge of making history. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Detroit Lions. Do you believe this trade could happen? Would Diggs be the perfect fit? Or do you think the Lions should focus on other areas? Whatever your thoughts, we're all in this together, and your voice is what makes this community so great. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news, rumors, and analysis. This is an exciting time to be a Lions fan, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. Thanks for sticking with me, and let's keep the passion alive.